I'm Tyler Cienfuegos, and these are my 5 tips for surviving quarantine. Okay, before I start, these are my top 5, and you might have different top 5. So if you have things that you think people should do during quarantine that aren't on this list, or you think should be part of my top 5, and you would suggest that I would do too, go ahead and leave a comment down below that tells me what you think people should do. Okay, number 1, get outside. Don't just stay cooped up inside all of the time. Find an excuse to get outside at some point. That doesn't have to be something like grandiose. You don't have to walk from this end of town to the other. But if you can even just get outside onto your deck, sit outside. Do something that gets you out into the sun, gets you some fresh air. I think it does a lot to improve our mood. If you shut yourself off from the sun entirely, it's not going to help you. That's for sure. Okay, number 2 is stay active. Make sure that you are not just sitting on the couch the entire day. Make sure that you're getting out and doing something. In Oregon, you can still do a number of things outside. You can go on hikes. You can go on bike rides. You can just go on a walk around your neighborhood. That's perfectly okay. Just make sure you're keeping appropriate social distancing. People don't give enough credit to going outside and just going for a walk. My wife and I have been doing that almost every single day, and maybe doing a bike ride as well. And just the walk portion alone, a couple laps around the block, it's done a lot to keep the blood flowing and keep our brains from literally melting into mush. Okay, number 3, make a routine. The other day, and by the other day I mean 3,000 years ago, my wife and I made a routine that we used only for the morning. So literally this only went up until about 11 o'clock in the morning. It forced us to get up earlier. It set out a clear plan for cleaning the house, for making sure that we made breakfast, for making sure that we got our coffee, all the things that we really need. Just doing those things in the morning helped us feel really productive, and it set the whole day off on the right note. Making a routine will really help. Even if you only make a routine up till 11 o'clock, and then after that, you can do whatever you want. Trust me, your day will feel a lot better if you get things done in the morning and you set some time aside intentionally to rest. There's a big difference between resting, as in waking up at 11 in the morning and then just kind of doing whatever comes to mind, like watching YouTube videos or playing video games, but not really having a plan for it. There's a big difference between that and intentionally setting aside time to rest. The times that I set aside to rest intentionally generally end up being way more restful mentally and physically than the times that I just kind of nonchalantly do whatever the heck I want. During those times, I feel like, oh, I should be doing work. Oh, I could be working on a hobby. Oh, I could be doing this. Instead of when I intentionally rest, I'm thinking, no, I'm going to let those things go and I'm going to just do what I think is restful for me. Which goes straight into number 4. Find a hobby or a project of some kind to start working on around the house, around wherever you live. Put some intentional time into that. You could start writing, starting a TV show, whatever those things are. You can start them right now. You've got the time to do it. Go for it. If you have projects around the house, Home Depot, I heard, has been a zoo because people have been buying up all their supplies to do the next project for their house, whether that's an add-on, a planter box, or creating a patio in the back with pavers. All of these things are things that I've actually heard people working on right now, and you could start working on those things too. And the last thing on my top 5 list is be socially proactive. Notice I didn't say just be socially active. Be proactive. Reach out to people. Don't be the one that just sits there and waits for other people to contact you. Now is not the time to do that. There's a lot of people like me. I tend to want people to reach out to me first, but now is not the time for that. Now is the time where I get to practice something that I'm probably not comfortable with, which is reaching out to other people. You can ask my mom. You can ask anybody who I'm trying to keep in contact with at a distance. I'm not good at reaching out first. If we just sit here and wait for people to contact us, and then those people are waiting for you to contact them, then nobody's being contacted, and then nothing gets done as far as being socially active at all. This is an extra tip. I'm not going to throw this on the list, but now is a really good time for you to write. People are going to be wondering about what it was like in this experience way back during this time. And yes, there's a lot of stuff being created, and oh yeah, there's a ton of them that other people could look at, but who's to say that your experience isn't going to be the unique one that people are going to love the most? I'm sure Anne Frank did not write in her diary for other people to read. Even if you don't write something that people are going to love, you're going to love going back to your journal and taking a look at what your thoughts and feelings were during this time. I have a journal right here, and I have several other ones as well. I have a terrible habit of buying journals before I'm actually finished with them. But in here, I can go back and I can read my thoughts from times that were great, times that were horrible. And there are multiple seasons of life where I wish I had written during that time, because I would love to see what I was actually thinking. And I just didn't, because I didn't make it a priority. Even if you just write one page, maybe not even a day, but one page a week, you're going to love going back and seeing that stuff. Trust me, do it for you. And if it ends up being the next great American novel, good job. Well done. Okay, so those are my 5 tips for surviving quarantine. Once again, if you have other tips that you think are good, write them down in the comments below. Stay safe and stay physically and mentally healthy. I hope to be making more of these, and if that's actually the case, I'll see you for the next one. Okay, before we start, I just have to show you this. This is a mug that my mom got us from Shutterfly, not a sponsor. Are you laughing at me? It has a picture of me and my wife on it that looks like an advertisement for this picnic basket. My mom's a professional photographer, and yeah, she really went to town on this picture. It looks really nice.